Nikola Jokic isn't wrong when he says the Houston Rockets should be running their offense through Alperen Sengun. They don't have a pure point guard in their starting lineup with Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. But with Alperen Sengun, you have a Nikola Jokic capable passer. Okay, this is a great quote from him. I think they should play through him because sometimes they seem too stagnant as a team, especially when they focus on shooting a lot of threes. And Alperen Sengun, guys, when I covered him pre-draft, I said he reminded me a lot of UCLA Kevin Love when he was on the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think he's more naturally a power forward. He can play center in the modern day NBA, but Alperen Sengun, oh my God, has this guy been on a tear? Okay, Alperen Sengun is a guy that I love watching, and I know that some people have their, I guess you could say, reservations about him defensively, and I understand that. That's why I think I've honestly started to fall in love with this lineup of Jabari Smith, Alperen Sengun, Jae'Sean Tate, Jalen Green, and Kevin Porter Jr. Because Jabari Smith's one hell of a rim protector, and it is so much fun to watch on a nightly basis. And the best part about this, if you guys haven't been watching, he's literally averaging 18 points a night as a starter. Okay, maybe it's gone down to 15, but 15 points a night, a steal a game, a block a game, dishing out 3 assists, 9 rebounds, shooting 54% from the field. Yes, I know he's not shooting great from 3, but that'll eventually come around. And I think that you look at this, I think Alperen Sengun just shows his ability, and there's so many more assists he has through hockey assists, and just having him, pass out of the low block is something that they need to do more, because they're going to benefit from playing Sengun there. Because after they moved on from Christian Wood and inserted Sengun into the starting lineup last year, it was a whole different look. And Sengun is a blend of a back to the basket center, but he has this amazing eye for playmaking. And they've been transitioning from their 5-out offense last season to more of this 4-out, 1-in offense with Sengun in the middle and some adjustments that come with it. And I think they need to do it more, because when you see like the half side defense occupy Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen on the weak side, you're able to use Eric Gordon or Jae'Sean Tate as a guy who can slash or shoot depending on who it is, and then use Jabari Smith as a screener. And either you're going to find yourself the shooter or the screener who slips for the role. And Sengun is the type of guy who's going to be able to decide who to pass it to, the screener who's slipping or the shooter or slasher who's cutting or spotting up. And Sengun's good at helping out with offensive actions, okay? Because whether it's him simply being the screener, a roll man, a post-up option, or even the playmaker out of the elbow, Sengun always seems to be making things happen. And yes, right now he tends to hold the ball a little longer than necessary, but that'll get cleaned up and with more repetition. And I think that's just something that people are overlooking. And for me, I think it's something that people just don't understand. And listen, if you look at Nikola Jokic's stats from his first season to his second season, besides the 3-point shooting, Alperen Sengun and Nikola Jokic have eerily similar stats, like really similar stats. And for me, I think that's like one of the biggest things that you need to take from this, is that it's pretty crazy to think that I think the Houston Rockets have a guy that, I'm not saying they're misutilizing, but Sengun's a guy who they should be using him almost like their point guard. Be using him exactly how the Nuggets use Nikola Jokic. It's in their best. It's in their best interest to do that. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What would you guys do if you were the Houston Rockets? And what is your opinion on what I've stated throughout this video? Because I think this is just something that you look at him. I just think they do a better job of moving the ball with Sengun. And look, Jabari Smith is a guy who could be the backup point guard. Not Jabari Smith. Jabari Smith could be Alperen Sengun's defensive running mate. And I think it's just something cool, because I think Sengun is just so much fun to watch. And I think it's time for them to figure it out. They got good coaches. Desanga, Diop, Will Weaver, and Jeff Hornacek, all there. And I think I've said it before. Kind of think Siles should be fired, and they should get because Siles wasn't hired for a rebuild.